Are you still adding your leads into your CRM application manually? Then this video is just for you. So hello everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. In this video we're going to learn how to add IndiaMART leads inquiries to Salesforce for web development services. So I'm an owner of a web development service business and I promote my business with the help of IndiaMART. And I use Salesforce as a CRM application in my business. So here what I want is that as soon as by the potential customers or clients, a new lead is going to be generated in my IndiaMART account. I want to create that lead in my Salesforce account as well. I want to add that same lead in my Salesforce account. Now doing this manually is very time consuming. So what I've done is I've simply automated this entire process with the help of Pabbly Connect, which is an amazing automation and integration software. And here in this automation, I'm going to build a connection between IndiaMART and Salesforce with the help of it. So if you also want to learn about this amazing automation process step by step, for that let me take you to my screen. In this video, we're going to learn how to add IndiaMART leads and queries to Salesforce for web development services. So as an owner of a web development service business, I use IndiaMART to generate leads from businesses looking for web design and development solutions. And I use Salesforce to manage and track these leads efficiently. By adding IndiaMART leads into Salesforce, I can store client details, project requirements, and communication history in one place. This allows me to schedule follow-ups, automate email responses, and ensure that every lead is nurtured properly. And I'm going to create this amazing automation between IndiaMART and Salesforce with the help of Pabbly Connect. So on the screen, you can see the website of Pabbly Connect, that is pabbly.com/connect. After browsing this website, we need to sign into our Pabbly Connect account. But if you're a new user, you can sign up for free and get 100 free tasks every month. So as I'm an existing user, I'm going to sign into my Pabbly Connect account. After signing in, you can see the all Pabbly apps in front of you, in which you can see all the products that Pabbly provides, from which we are going to select Pabbly Connect by clicking on this Access Now button right here. Then Pabbly Connect's dashboard is going to appear in front of you. In order to start an automation process in Pabbly Connect, we need to create a workflow. For that, click on this top right corner button right here that says Create Workflow. A dialog box is then going to appear in front of you, which is asking for the workflow name and for us to select a folder. So for the name of my workflow over here, I'm going to give it as Add IndiaMART leads and queries to Salesforce for web development services. So this is the name that I want to give to my workflow. After the name, it is asking for us to select a folder. So on the left side of my screen, you can see I've created multiple folders in my Pabbly Connect account, from which I'm going to select a specific folder in which I want to save this workflow in. For that, click on this drop down. These are the folders from which I'm going to select IndiaMART Automations as the folder I want to save this workflow in. After giving the name to the workflow and selecting the folder, I'm going to click on this create button in order to create a workflow. A workflow is created in the name of Add IndiaMART leads and queries to Salesforce for web development services, and you can see that there are two windows in front of you. One over here says trigger, other says action. So what is trigger and action? Trigger and action are the two most important steps of our automation process because our process depends on these two principles. Over here, trigger says when this happens and action says do this. That means what is action? Action is a response towards our trigger. In an automation process, there can be only one trigger step but multiple action steps. We are going to set up our trigger step first. And for the trigger application over here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select it as IndiaMART. IndiaMART is one of India's largest B2B marketing place that connects buyers with suppliers across various industries. Businesses use IndiaMART to generate leads, showcase their products and service, and connect with potential customers who are actively searching for solutions. And I use IndiaMART to promote my business. I want that as soon as a new lead is going to be generated in my IndiaMART account, I want Pabbly Connect should capture the response of the lead. That is why for my trigger application, I've selected it as IndiaMART and the trigger event is going to be new leads. After selecting the trigger application and the event, you can see that Pabbly Connect has provided us with a webhook URL. Now using this unique webhook URL, we are going to build the connection between IndiaMART and Pabbly Connect by following the steps given here below in the help desk. So firstly, I'm going to copy this URL from here. After copying the URL, log into your IndiaMART account. After logging into your IndiaMART account, from the left side of the panel, go towards the lead manager option right over here. After coming to lead manager option, on the top left corner, go to menu. From the drop down, go to import export leads, and from the given options, click on this push API option right here. As I've done that, then push API integration page is then going to appear in front of you, in which it is asking for us to select a source first. For that, I'm going to click on this drop down. In the drop down, the given source is not provided, so I'm going to select the option other right here. It is asking for the platform name. So with the platform name over here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write it as Pabbly Connect. So this is my platform name, and for the URL, I'm going to paste the webhook URL that Pabbly Connect has provided us. After entering the platform name and the URL, I'm going to click on this save button. It is asking for the reason why are we creating this API. For that, I'm going to select the random reason from the drop down and click on this button right here. As I've done that, the webhook URL has now been added to my IndiaMART account. As now this URL is added, I'm going to go back to my workflow and scroll down. It is saying waiting for webhook response. So now to check whether IndiaMART is connected to Pabbly Connect or not, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send the test data to this workflow right over here. As you've added this webhook over here, you can see it says test your webhook URL. For that, click on this button. Now we're going to test this webhook URL and we're going to send the test data to Pabbly Connect. And if Pabbly Connect captures the response of the test data, this means that IndiaMART is connected to Pabbly Connect. So I'm going to click on this test button right over here. As I've done that, this result is showing over here. This is a positive response. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my workflow over here and scroll down, and yes, you can see the response of the test lead is captured over here in our trigger. Status comes as success. We have received the query ID. This is the dummy subject. You can see right over here. State of the lead is Uttar Pradesh. You can see this is the pin code. This is the mobile number of the lead. This is the name, that is Prabhat right over here. If I'm going to further scroll down, this is the mobile number. You can see email is right over here of our lead. Country is IN, that is India. Company is ABC Private Limited. City is Noida. This is the address, sector 135, Noida, Uttar Pradesh. If I'm going to further scroll down, you can see the date and time of the lead being generated is right here. This is the dummy product name and this is the dummy inquiry right over here. As now the response of the dummy inquiry has been captured in our trigger, this means that IndiaMART is connected to Pabbly Connect and our trigger setup is done. After setting up our trigger step, we need to set up our action step. My objective is that as soon as a new lead is going to be generated in my IndiaMART account, I want to add that lead in my Salesforce account as well. Now, in order to do that, we're going to go back to our workflow that we are creating, and for the action application over here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select it as Salesforce right here. And the action event over here is going to be create lead. And then I'm going to click on this connect button. A window is going to appear in front of you, on which click on add new connection, or else you can select the existing connection that you have. After that, click on connect with Salesforce. This window is then going to appear in front of you, which is asking for a permission. So I'm going to click on this allow button. As this is a saved process and my data is perfectly saved with Pabbly Connect, so I'm going to click on this allow button right here. And as I've done that, you can see I have successfully authorized Salesforce to Pabbly Connect. After authorizing, it is asking for all these details, with the help of which we are going to create a new lead in our Salesforce account. So for the data of these fields, we are going to map the data. Mapping means inserting data from the previous step. So we're going to insert the data from the previous step of this workflow. And how it works is that as soon as I'm going to click on this field, as soon as I'm going to click on this field, this was the previous step. As I'm going to click on it, this is the same response that was captured in our previous step. And over here in this response, we have received our lead's name. And over here it is asking for the name of the lead that we are creating. As I want to create the same lead, I'm going to select the data from my previous response. As I've selected the data from my previous response, the data is mapped. And as now I've mapped the data has now become dynamic. That means now whenever a new response is going to be captured in our previous step, automatically the new data is going to be updated in place of this mapped data. It is asking for the last name, which is the required field. Over here for the last name, I have received the name of my lead. You can see right over here, but I didn't receive the last name. As it is a required field, I'm going to map the data of the first name as the last name as well. After that, it is asking for the title of the lead. So for the title of the lead over here, I'm going to write it as new lead. Okay, this is the title. It is asking for the company name. So I'm going to map the data of the company name that I've received right over here. This is the company name. After that, it is asking for the phone number. So over here for the phone number, I'm going to map the data of the mobile number right here. For the email address over here, I'm going to map the data of the email address that I've received. If I'm going to further scroll down, after that, it is asking for the website URL, which I do not require, so I'm going to skip the part. It is asking for the description. So the description over here, I'm going to map the data of the message that I've received in place of this description. It is asking for the lead source. The lead source is not provided in the drop down. So to add my own lead source, I'm going to toggle this map button on, erase this existing data from here. And for the lead source over here, I'm going to write it as IndiaMART lead, okay? This is the lead source. Status is going to be open, rating is going to be hot. For the street address over here, I'm going to map the data of the address that I've received right over here. For the city, I'm going to map the data of the city right over here. And for the country name, I'm going to map the data of the country name that I've received right here. So this is the country name, I'm going to map it. After filling in all the required details, I'm going to click on the Save and Send Test Request button right here. As I've done that, we have received a response in which we have received the ID, which is a positive response. So now I'm going to go back to my Salesforce account. This is the leads page of my Salesforce account. I'm going to refresh this page from here. As I've refreshed the page in recent items, you can see over here a new lead has been added to my Salesforce account in the name of Prabhat. This is the company you can see right over here. Title is new lead, status is open, the lead source is IndiaMART. This is the phone number, email of our lead, and the rating is hot. If I'm going to further scroll down, the address is right over here, you can see, and this is the description. That was the message, that is the lead that was generated. Okay, so as the lead has been created in my Salesforce account, this means that we have successfully created an automation between IndiaMART and Salesforce with the help of Pabbly Connect. So now to sum up till now what we have done, I am an owner of a web development service business, and using IndiaMART I promote my business, and I use Salesforce as a CRM application in my business. Here what I've done is I've selected my trigger application as IndiaMART new leads. Now whenever by the potential customers or clients a new lead is going to be generated in my IndiaMART account, automatically the trigger over here is going to capture the response of that. And for the action I've selected it as Salesforce create lead, as now a new lead is going to be generated in my IndiaMART account. That same lead is going to be created in my Salesforce account as well using this action step. And with Pabbly Connect, in this manner I've built a connection between these two applications. So this was it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Not just with these applications, you can create automation between multiple other applications with the help of Pabbly Connect. If you have any questions, you can contact us on support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can check the queries on forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issues, then you can check out this link. If you like this video, please do subscribe to our channel, hit on the like button, comment on if you have any questions or doubts, and please share this video.